Looking for your next firearm? Come visit Louisiana Gun Shop in Broussard. We've got financing options, 12 months same as cash, plus layaways up to 90 days. With a wide selection of new and used guns, we've got something for every budget, big or small. Have an old gun collecting dust? Trade it in or turn it into cash. Need parts? We've got the largest selection of AR-15 components in the area, from springs to grips and buttstocks. Explore our ever-changing used inventory online at louisianagunshop.com. Louisiana Gun Shop, your one-stop shop for firearms and more.
Are your pipes giving you problems? Is that leaky faucet driving you crazy? Don't wait for a plumbing disaster. Call the experts at Ace Plumbing, your trusted local plumbers for over 30 years. At Ace Plumbing, we do it all. Clogged drains, water heater repairs, pipe replacements, and more. With decades of experience, we deliver fast, reliable, and affordable solutions for your home or business.
Ace Plumbing fixed my burst pipe in no time, and the price was great. They're the only plumbers I trust.
From small leaks to big emergencies, Ace Plumbing is just one call away. We're available 24/7 because plumbing problems don't wait. Call Ace Plumbing today at 337-565-2519 or visit us online at aceplumbinginc.com. That's 337-565-2519.
Ace Plumbing, your personal plumber. Let us give you a hand.
Live from Upper Lafayette, this is ESPN 1037 KLWB Carencro Lafayette, KLCJ-FM Oak Grove Lake Charles 1041, a Delta Media station.
This game isn't fun. This game is a war.
It's time for the 2-minute drill.
Hurry it up, hurry it up, hurry it up!
Powered by B1 Bank. Visit b1bank.com to find a location near you.
Come on, let's go, you guys. Get in here, we gotta go fast now.
LSU baseball will live to fight another day after beating Oklahoma 6-2 last night in the first round of the SEC tournament. Gavin Guidry started on the mound in place of William Schmidt for the Tigers and went 2 1/3, giving up 1 run on 3 hits and earning the win. Now LSU will go again tonight, and it'll be against the number 6 seed Auburn Tigers. First pitch is tentatively scheduled for 8 p.m. in Hoover, and you can listen to it right here on ESPN 1037 Lafayette and 1041 Lake Charles. The Louisiana Raging Cajuns made a statement win yesterday over Marshall, 11-1 in 7 innings in the Sun Belt Conference Tournament. Next up, the Cajuns will go again this afternoon, and it'll be a rematch with last weekend's opponent, Coastal Carolina. First pitch is at 12:30 in Montgomery. A 2-run homer in the top of the first off the bat of Isak Paredes was all the Astros needed to take a 2-1 win over the Minnesota Twins yesterday evening. The rubber match of the series will be this afternoon, and it'll be Mike Burrows for the Astros going up against Joe Ryan for the Twins. First pitch is at 12:40 p.m., and you can listen to it right here on ESPN 1037 Lafayette and 1041 Lake Charles. Also in some news for the Astros, pitcher Lance McCullers Jr. was slated to start yesterday, but was scratched that afternoon and placed on the 15-day IL for right shoulder inflammation. And the New York Knicks rallied back from a 22-point deficit in the fourth to take a 115-104 overtime win over the Cleveland Cavaliers in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Jalen Brunson had 38 points on the night, with 15 coming in the fourth quarter alone. I'm Blake Purser, and you're listening to ESPN 1037 Lafayette and 1041 Lake Charles, your home for the LSU Tigers and the Houston Astros.
The 2-minute drill has been powered by B1 Bank. Visit b1bank.com to find a location near you. This is ESPN 1037 Lafayette and 1041 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana's sports station. This is 2 hours of sports talk like none other. Footnotes with the man who speaks his own language.
Me fail English? That's impossible.
Your host, Kevin Foote.
Welcome into Footnotes. You are listening to ESPN 1037 Lafayette, 1041 Lake Charles. You can give us a call on the ESPN hotline, 706-0111. In about 15 minutes is If You Would Like, as we broadcast live from the Bill and Hebert studios in Upper Lafayette. Bill and Hebert, Acadiana's hometown lawyers, on this glorious Wednesday morning. Glorious because the man with the Peyton Man that came to us with the Peyton Manning ERA. And I've been saying, why is this guy not getting spot starts once everyone got injured? Why are they, pitching these guys from the KBO and why? Why are they doing this? Opener, just pitch the man that came to us with the Peyton Manning ERA. And they pitched him yesterday. How many times did I say that? Quite a few times.
Quite a few. Quite a few.
And the man throws 6 shutout innings and walks 1 batter.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. I mean, I got to give it to you.
He pitches 6 shutout innings and walks 1 batter. And so that was a glorious victory. There's a lot of things about that victory I did not like, and we'll get to that. But for the end result was good. And we'll leave that at that. Glorious for the Cajuns. They advance. I mean, really, we talked about it. I don't know that any of us – I didn't hear anybody predicting a loss because the Cajuns have been playing so well down the stretch. But it's baseball. I mean, we've all seen baseball games go not like you think they're going to go. And so, not only did they win, they run ruled. You know me, I'm a little. It's kind of a tough thing because you needed to run rule. I talked about it yesterday. You weren't facing a starting pitcher who's going to walk a lot of guys. Probably the best case scenario is they had gotten about 8 hits and walked 7 times and won 11-1. But you knew you were going to have to hit. We talked about it yesterday, and they went out and hit. I mean, with 1 out in the 3rd inning, they had 10 hits already. Like, they hit.
Oh, yeah, they teed off.
The problem with that is they're a 263 hitting team. I didn't look it up. What did they hit yesterday? They had 15 hits. If you look it up, they had 15 hits. So they probably hit 450 yesterday.
Yeah, I'm looking right now, see if I can tell you.
Yeah, see what they hit as a team yesterday. I don't remember. I didn't look up the amount of official at-bats that they had. But when you're a 263 team, this is what the Piper is. I mean, if you're a 263 team and you hit 400 or 450 or whatever they hit, you're not a 450 hitting team. So the only way to come back to the norm is to hit about 220 pretty soon in a game. And that gets you a little bit back to what you actually are. And now, that doesn't necessarily mean it has to happen today. And hopefully they can, hopefully they can win a game without having to get a lot of hits. And maybe Coastal will walk some, and maybe Coastal will make some errors that will help the situation. But so what did they bat?
They hit 441.
That's what I thought, about 450. They hit 440. Are they a 441 hitting team?
No. They had
they're a 263 hitting team.
Yeah, they had 15 hits on 34 at bats.
Yeah, that's not good. But it's but again, on one hand, it is good because you only had to go 7 innings. You didn't want to have to, you wanted to run rule them. But that's the only downside to it in my mind. Now, there aren't many people out there thinking that getting 15 hits is a downside, but you know how I look at things. I don't like that at all.
No.
But it's in a do-or-die game. You do what you have to do, and you worry about the tomorrow, and I understand that philosophy. I asked Coach Deggs after the game, when it got up to 6-1 after, what was that, the 3rd inning,
I believe.
Yeah, they scored 3. They scored 3 in every other inning.
Yeah, basically. It was 6-1 going into the 4th.
Yeah. So after the 3rd inning, they were up 6-1, and did you begin to think about maybe pulling Cody Brash to save him for later in the tournament? And his response was something like, I learned with this team earlier this year, we've blown 5-run leads, we've blown 6-run leads, we've blown 7-run leads, and we remember those. A lot of those were against Troy on the road when it'd be playing yesterday had they won one of those games. Not even both. I mean, they should have swept Troy.
Yeah.
But they blew those huge leads that he was referring to. And because of that, in the back of his mind, he wasn't going to try to get cute. He was just going to go with the plan, and which, is good. Now, he threw a fair amount of pitches. Was it 73? 73 comes to mind.
Brash yesterday threw 83.
Oh, 83.
And Parker threw 20.
83 is a little too much, but it is what it is. So, I mean, they had to win, and winning in only 7 innings was good. And so that part was good. Glorious for LSU. I mean, I understand the kind of season LSU's going through. If I'd have told you yesterday LSU's expected starting pitcher was not going to pitch, and they're going to score 6 runs,
I'd say they'd lose 12-6.
That's what's happened almost the whole SEC season.
Yeah.
And look, I didn't stay up and watch the game. I'm just telling you.
I tried. I fell asleep.
That did not happen. But that is unbelievable that the final score, that even if he had pitched, the fact that the final score was 6-2 is just so, just rich with irony. I mean, that's just unbelievable to me. After all of the struggles that they've had on the mound throughout the SEC season. And again, it wasn't like they were playing Missouri, who won yesterday.
Oh, yeah, that was a slugfest. That was a football
10-8.
Yeah.
Wasn't like they were playing South Carolina. I mean, Oklahoma's not great, but they're not terrible. And so that is unbelievable that they won 6. Not that they won, but that they won 6-2.
Yeah, the last time they held an opponent to 2 or less runs was South Carolina on May 3rd.
Right,
Sunday
so
game.
if you take out South Carolina.
Oh, yeah, I mean.
What was the last SEC opponent? South Carolina, let's say that they don't count because they're South Carolina.
That makes sense.
So take out South Carolina. What was the last SEC opponent that they held to 0, 1, or 2 runs?
I'm scrolling. It's not. Keep going. I mean, I'm at the Kentucky series, the Kentucky game on March 28th. They held them. They won 7-0. That is the last time.
Oh, yeah. So
that's incredible.
Yeah. So so with that, if you're a fan, a glorious morning. If you're a fan of exciting, crazy NBA games.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we said the day before. There's no way the Eastern Conference is going to be able to match that double overtime Western Conference final game 1. And I don't think it did, to be fair. But it came pretty close, and it kind of created its own little niche, like, the whole comeback part of it. I mean, I don't think the game was as well played as the Western Conference game. I don't think either team's as good as either the team on the Western Conference side. But you could make an argument that it's, again, it's in that conversation. Like they were up.
I think it was 22.
They were up 93-71 with 7:52 to go. They were up 22 with 7:53 to go. Think about that. And they got outscored 44-11.
That's just
the rest of the way. That is unthinkable. And I wonder if Atkinson, the coach, all he had to do was pull James Harden off the field court because he can't defend. And they just abused him.
That's something that everybody has known his entire career.
The minute it started going downhill, he's getting a lot of criticism for not calling timeouts, and I get that. But all he had to do was pull Harden off the floor, and they would have won just because they wouldn't have had this huge gulf of defensive inadequacy, and they just attacked him. Now, why they didn't attack him the whole game? Or I don't understand all that part of it, but it's like all they really had to do was pull Harden. But again, even with all of that, they had the ball at the end of regulation, and they settled for a 30-footer. Like, why? I don't understand basketball coaches.
I
don't understand. It drives me crazy at the end of halves. Like, why settle for the 30-footer?
Makes you scratch your head, that's for sure.
I don't understand it.
I didn't get it either. I don't think a lot of people got it. It just made
There's got to be a reason. I mean, I know these people know more basketball than I do. So they're NBA coaches, NBA point guards, NBA floor leaders.
Oh, there's a lot of people.
Why? And it's not just at the NBA. It happens at all levels. Like, why do so many teams get an awful shot at the basket when it's like they're running down the clock, there's 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 20, whatever it is. At the end of a game or at the end of a half, they just get awful shots off. Awful.
Now, look, I wish I had an answer for you, but I think it's just the modern day basketball and everybody trying to do ISO. And
I mean, it got down to like 10, 9, 8, and these cats are dribbling at a half court. I'm like, what are you doing?
No, they all want that moment that gets put on Instagram and TikTok and Twitter. That's, so-and-so game-winning shot in, game one of the Eastern Conference Finals. It's all about that viral moment. That was not a smart basketball play or a smart thing to do. It just wasn't.
That was an All-American meltdown. But, look, I don't know that any of us thought the Cavaliers had a chance in this series. And then when you're up 22 in the fourth quarter, you're thinking, well, they might win this game.
Yeah.
I mean, you're thinking they might win this game. And then now that they blew it, you're like, they have no chance. So, like, if they would win game 2, I think it would be the greatest win in NBA history.
Yeah, I mean,
there's just, in my mind, and I'm thinking anybody, there's no way you come back from that.
No, that just breaks your will. It breaks your spirit. It's like a few years ago. It's a little longer than that now. Remember when Arkansas was in the College World Series and they missed the fly ball in foul territory and then they went on to lose?
Yeah,
they catch that, it's over. It's like that. You just don't come back from it.
Look, when you're a huge underdog and you're up 22 on the other team's court in the fourth quarter and you blow it, I just don't think you can come back from that.
No.
I think if this is not a sweep, I'll be shocked. Now, they will have to show incredible resolve. And I think they blew it because, like I was saying earlier this week, the Russ stuff is real. I mean, Brian Windhorst and all these people can say that it's stupid all they want. It's real. Like, they hadn't played in a week, and they executed horribly. But for 3.5 quarters, they executed horribly.
Yeah.
After having incredible execution in the previous series. So the Russ stuff is real, and it's legitimate.
And you had a chance to take it.
And instead of taking advantage of it in the last half of the fourth quarter and overtime, you just completely botched it.
You snatched defeat from the jaws of victory.
You just botched it.
Yeah, I really don't see how they come back from this.
I don't. If they win the next game, it's the greatest win in NBA history, in my opinion.
Well, you got to be gritty.
Cannot overcome that.
And you got, like you say, you got to have that resolve, which, James Harden's been known for having his whole career.
I'm telling you, all they had to do was pull Harden and play defense.
Yeah. That's all you got to do.
That's all you got to do when you have a 22-point lead. But they could not. And they couldn't make any shots. Like, their better players have got to step up and take some good shots. They just took these. They were really heaving the ball up at the basket at the end. If you saw some of the shots they took, it was unbelievably awful.
It was panic mode. It was full-on panic.
They were just throwing up shots like girls do in PE.
I can tell you, boys do it too in PE.
I mean, they just throw it up. Like, they had no rhyme or reason to any of it. It was just awful.
Yeah, you just scream Kobe and shoot it from wherever you are on the court.
What were they doing? Anyway, we'll take a timeout and be back.
This is Footnotes, live on ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana's sports station.
May is Military Appreciation Month, and ESPN 103.7 Lafayette, 104.1 Lake Charles, and Nolan's Lawnmower Sales and Service off I-49 in Carencro are honoring military all month long. Nolan's Lawnmower Sales and Service owners Stacy and Dawn Benoit would like to take this opportunity to recognize all of our current service members, veterans, and families. Nolan's takes pride in honoring all military personnel as well as first responders with special discounts on their zero-turn mowers. May is Military Appreciation Month. We salute you. Powered by Nolan's Lawnmower Sales and Service and ESPN 103.7 Lafayette, 104.1 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana's sports station.
Do you need more of the fellas here on Southwest Louisiana's sports station? Of course you do. So go make sure and subscribe to ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles YouTube channel at ESPN_SWLA. Don't forget to turn that bell on so you get notifications for new episodes of Four Tire Change Podcast, where Dawson Iserlo talks all things NASCAR, or Cleats and Sneaks with James Mesh. Get yourself more of Southwest Louisiana's sports station at ESPN_SWLA on YouTube.
Hello, Acadiana. Cajun Carts is your #1 full-service dealer for new, used, and custom golf carts. Perfect for on the job site, the neighborhood, or even out on the green. We are the only authorized dealer of American-made E-Z-GO and Club Car here in Acadiana. For all your service, sales, and mechanical repairs, we got you. So don't wait. Roll on over to CajunCarts.com or stop by our Lafayette location by the Jockey Lot and see why we've been Louisiana's golf cart headquarters since 2003. Cajun Carts. Why walk when you can ride?
Black's Outdoor Marine is Acadiana's Spartan Mower headquarters. Spartan Mowers, delivering more mowing power and performance. Black's has commercial and residential Spartan mowers with Kawasaki motors in stock now and ready to cut. Black's also has parts, service, and financing available. Call 337-233-4272. That's 337-233-4272 or stop by 1423 Northwest Evangeline Thruway in Lafayette. Black's Outdoor Marine, serving Acadiana since 1968.
Whether it's a tempting text message or a quick glance at your GPS, taking your eyes off the road for just a moment can have serious consequences. This includes turning around or reaching down. Distractive driving includes eating or putting on makeup. Distractive driving is anything that diverts your attention from driving. I'm Lorraine Luquette Vinoy with Service Chevrolet Cadillac, encouraging you to drive smart, drive safe, and keep those eyes on the road, Acadiana. This message is powered by Service Chevrolet Cadillac and this radio station, where safety meets style on the road.
Community is when you walk in a business and they know you by name. These local businesses are proud to call Acadiana home. They're proud to be certified South Louisiana.
Delta Home Center and Delta Trailer Sales, your one-stop shop for utility and cargo trailers, heavy-duty dump and gooseneck trailers, portable buildings, cabins, decks, porches, fences, carports, and site-built metal shops. Located at Exit 7 in Carencro or at deltatrailersales.com.
Since 1977, Stan's Auto Center, 3203 Johnson Street, has proudly served Acadiana with top-notch tires and expert auto repairs. Family-owned, locally rooted for 48 years, Stan's Auto Center, a Lafayette tradition. Now we're open in New Iberia. Visit stansautocenter.com today.
Bearwood Furniture Center carries quality solid wood indoor and poly outdoor furniture perfect for your home. Do you need furniture now? Bearwood Furniture Center has a large variety of furniture in stock. From our showroom to your home, Bearwood Furniture Center, Exit 7 in Carencro or bearwoodfurniturecenter.com.
Support our local community and shop certified South Louisiana.
You're listening to ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles. Your home for the best local sports talk in Southwest Louisiana.
Welcome back. If you would like to give us a call on the ESPN hotline, certainly feel free to do so. 337-706-0111. Yes, obviously got lots going on. We talked a little bit about Cajun baseball, LSU baseball, the crazy NBA game last night. Really just like, how in the world does that happen? But it happened. And so any of those thoughts or certainly feel free to do so. Let us head out to the ESPN radio hotline. Hello.
Yeah, I didn't know what Kenny Atkinson was doing, though. I don't know what they be thinking, some of these coaches, like they don't know how to stop or run. When the team is putting it on, you got to get a timeout or two here and there and regather the troops and try to run some plays to get you some good quality, easy buckets or something. Like this,
yeah,
just just let the run happen and stuff. And the thing I don't like about the end of it, at the end, now it could be tired, it could have been tired or whatever the case may be. But at the end, I didn't like. It seems to me Harden or Mitchell didn't want no part of the basketball.
Right.
They didn't want no part of the ball.
Terrible.
Because Harden had the ball when the guy went to double team him. That was a weak double team. So you're supposed to keep that ball and force your hand. You're supposed to get inside that paint and either try to get an easy look or get an easy kick out for an easy three-pointer. You got to do something right there. And then Mitchell, once Harden had it, okay, the second time around, Mitchell gave the ball up. Okay, now once he got trapped, dude, you got to clap your hand and look, I want the ball back. He stayed over like he didn't want the ball. I'm like, dude, you got to come get the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, you look on the team. You can't let like your team go scatterbrain right there and you see what's happening. Dude, you got to demand the ball. Once you see Harden want the ball, you got to want the ball back. And Harden made a pass to the other guy, and like the shot almost went in, but that's an unknown guy that's unlikely to hit a shot in that situation. But it almost went in, cool, but he still missed.
Yeah, but again, when you're up 22 in the fourth quarter, it ain't time to play offense. It's time to play defense. Harden's got to spend the last 7 minutes on the bench.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Atkinson, I don't know what he was doing. Like I say, you know how to stop a run? You got to stop run. Great coaches know how to stop a run.
That was
when the team puts it on you, you got to know when to call a timeout and regather the truth, like I said, and you got to call some stuff, call some good sets, and make sure the ball's in your best player's hand and try to get you the best shot you can get or get somebody else the best shot you can get. But just letting teams go wild on you, then you wait till, it's basically all momentum is off your side. Okay, now it's time to call a timeout. Really, it's too late now. It's too late now. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, that was some bad stuff.
Oh, it was really bad.
There's no way you lose a game with 7 minutes to go and you're up 22. There's no way.
Oh no. And what it is it's going to be a video that you can show and use as a seminar how to blow a lead. This is what we can't do. And they did about everything you could do.
And like I was telling Mr. Nick Fan, I told him, I said, Cleveland can come back and bounce back, and they've been showing they kind of resilient, kind of tough and everything. So what's the problem if they would, come back and win game 2? But they have to win game 2.
Oh, they ain't coming back.
If they don't win game 2, the Yorks gonna beat them 4 games to 1. They're gonna probably win game 3, lose game 4, and the Yorks finish them off in 5.
I have no idea how you come back from
Other than that, there's no chance.
No, Donovan Mitchell. And look, I've respected him, and you talking about he's underrated. You have got to step up in that situation when the house is falling down and take control and take
you gotta want the ball. You
yeah.
gotta make sure that ball get back in your hands some kind of way. You can't just pass it up and then all of a sudden walk away from the whole play and you go over there somewhere.
Yeah, it was awful.
You got to let him see you wanting that ball back. You got to go make a play. You can make a play off the dribble, or you can get a step back. So you could do something, but you could do something better than what happened.
No question. No question.
That was bad.
Yeah.
That was bad. Later.
All right. Yeah, that was bad. All right. Before we move on, what is our poll question of the day, sir?
Yes. So it is, who is more likely to return and play for the Saints next season? Alvin Kamara, Cam Jordan, Taysom Hill, or none of them?
Well, we know the answer is not Batman. Of course, we also thought we knew that the Cavs would win last night when they were up 22 with 7 minutes to go. But, I don't know that any of us thought Batman was coming back. I think when they did the little stuff with him in that last home game where they, they tried to throw him a touchdown pass and then they called it back by penalty and then he threw a touchdown pass. I mean, it's pretty obvious what that was. So I don't know that any of us thought it would be Batman. About 3 weeks ago or so, I think, when 41 did the little podcast interview, whenever that was, 2 or 3 weeks ago, I think people started thinking, well, he is coming back. Well, now I don't think people think he's coming back anymore. So I think the answer may be 0, but to answer the question, you probably have to say Cam right now.
Yeah, a lot of people are going with Kamara just because technically he is still under contract, whereas Cam is a free agent. And Taysom, he's selling his house. He listed it, so I don't think Taysom is going to be sticking around much longer.
No, that I agree. I talked about the 41 situation yesterday. Like, if they decide they want to keep him, I'm fine with that. But if they decide that he's not better, really, certainly not, we can save $11 million under the cap over the next 2 years, he's not worth doing that. If they decide that, I can understand that too, and that they're saying, well, Devin Neal looked better last year than 41 has looked in a couple years, and even Audric Estime looked better. I mean, he made more people miss in 2 games than 41 did in the last 2 seasons. And so I get, and now Kendrick Miller is a whole different. I don't even know if he's in their mindset. Well, I mean, maybe he is, but
he also wasn't a part of the poll question.
He's always, but in terms of, are they going to keep?
Yeah, I know
41.
What you mean.
Like, if they still believe in Kendrick, I don't know that anyone is. I mean, most of us don't even think about Kendrick Miller because he never plays.
Yeah. Well,
but I mean, they have to have someone who they think can be the backup running back and the third running back to do this.
Yeah. Especially with the Saints' injury history, you could just assume somebody's going to go down at some point in time. But right now, it's a tie between Alvin Kamara, Taysom Hill, and none of them. So no votes for Cam Jordan right now.
I mean, I think Cam has got the best chance of playing for the Saints. Because, one, I still think he wants to play. I don't think, I've said it for 2 years, I don't think 41 cares whether he's playing football or not. He's not a gym rat.
Well, it's funny you say that because Boxcar in his comments said, or Z28, as you call him, said he's selling all of his possessions and moving to Alaska. Pretty sure the NFL didn't schedule any games there.
Yeah, again, and I don't say that to be mean or negative. It is what he is. He doesn't love football, and that's fine. I mean, he did a lot for the Saints. I think the Saints cut his career short by dump trucking him years ago and making that stupid decision to dump truck him. And he's fallen off, and I just don't think he's all in. And I think Cam is a lot closer to being a gym rat than he is. And so I think Cam I think Cam would do. Still can contribute to the Saints. And I think the answer is Cam, but we'll see. I mean, we all have been surprised by moves that are made one way or the other, but I would vote Cam on that deal at this point. We'll take a timeout and be back.
Live on ESPN, 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana's sports station.
This game isn't fun. This game is a war.
It's time for the 2-minute drill.
Hurry it up, hurry it up, hurry it up.
Powered by B1 Bank. Visit B1Bank.com to find a location near you.
Come on, let's go, you guys. Get in here, we got to go fast now.
LSU baseball will live to fight another day after beating Oklahoma 6-2 last night in the first round of the SEC tournament. Gavin Guidry started on the mound in place of William Schmidt for the Tigers and went 2 1/3, giving up 1 run on 3 hits and earning the win. Now LSU will go again tonight, and it'll be against the number 6 seed Auburn Tigers. First pitch is tentatively scheduled for 8 p.m. in Hoover, and you can listen to it right here on ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles. The Louisiana Raging Cajuns made a statement win yesterday over Marshall, 11-1 in 7 innings in the Sun Belt Conference Tournament. Next up, the Cajuns will go again this afternoon, and it'll be a rematch with last weekend's opponent, Coastal Carolina. First pitch is at 12:30 in Montgomery. A 2-run homer in the top of the first off the bat of Isak Paredes was all the Astros needed to take a 2-1 win over the Minnesota Twins yesterday evening. The rubber match of the series will be this afternoon, and it'll be Mike Burrows for the Astros going up against Joe Ryan for the Twins. First pitch is at 12:40 p.m., and you can listen to it right here on ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles. Also in some news for the Astros, pitcher Lance McCullers Jr. was slated to start yesterday, but was scratched that afternoon and placed on the 15-day IL for right shoulder inflammation. And the New York Knicks rallied back from a 22-point deficit in the fourth to take a 115-104 overtime win over the Cleveland Cavaliers in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Jalen Brunson had 38 points on the night, with 15 coming in the fourth quarter alone. I'm Blake Purser, and you're listening to ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles, your home for the LSU Tigers and the Houston Astros.
The 2-Minute Drill has been powered by B1 Bank. Visit b1bank.com to find a location near you. ESPN 1037 Lafayette and 1041 Lake Charles is the proud winner of 4 2026 LAB Prestige Awards, including Best Use of Digital Media, Foot's Friday Fury, Best Live On-Site Remote for our Super Bowl Radio Row coverage, Best Promotion for our No Shave November initiative, and Radio Young Professional of the Year for Dawson Iserloh. We're proud of being Southwest Louisiana's sports station and are humbled to be recognized by the Louisiana Association of Broadcasters.
It's 9 a.m. You just received a voicemail from your boss.
Hey, Janet. Heads up. We got an important meeting coming up Thursday. The big guys are coming into town, so I need you in charge of lunch, and we've got to look good.
Luckily for Janet, she knows a place, and she knows her boss will be impressed.
Honey Baked Ham can cater your next event. Delicious and freshly sliced deli trays, box lunches with sandwich, chips, and dessert. Or try our fresh salad boxes and the perfect touch with a meat and cheese tray. Honey Baked Ham Company.
Looking for a great midweek treat? Come to Mezcal Mexican Restaurant every Wednesday and Thursday and enjoy their sizzling fajita special. $13.99 plus tax all day long. Don't forget all day 2-for-1 margaritas. Are you planning a large party? Let Mezcal handle it. Call 337-484-3298 and Mezcal will take care of everything. That's a fajita special, $13.99 plus tax all day Wednesday and Thursday at Mezcal Mexican Restaurant, 3546 Ambassador Caffrey, next to Rooms to Go. Come taste the flavor of Mezcal.
Everybody's talking about the big, beautiful bill, and it's game-changing for taxpayers. Hi, this is Kerry Bryson with the Bryson Law Firm. We've read the bill, and if you've been putting off a tax problem, it's time to call the Bryson Law Firm and get it resolved. This new legislation could give you a chance to get things straight with the IRS. Whether it's getting caught up on unfiled returns or negotiating IRS debts, there are a lot of new deductions and opportunities in the big, beautiful bill, and the Bryson Law Firm knows how to use them strategically. We've been staying on top of the tax changes in the big, beautiful bill, and we're ready to help our clients take full advantage. So if you owe back taxes or haven't filed returns in years, it's time to call the Bryson Law Firm and finally resolve your tax issues. Remember, if you have tax problems, you have legal problems. Call the Bryson Law Firm. Our headquarters are in Lafayette, and we have offices statewide. Or visit BrysonLawFirm.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm, the Bryson Law Firm. LSP filing number LA2519079.
You think a ticket for not wearing your seatbelt is the worst that could happen. A fine, an inconvenience, a little embarrassment. But then comes the crash. There are injuries, a hospital bed, the long road to recovery, the moments you'll miss. Suddenly, a ticket doesn't seem so bad. That ticket? That was nothing. Click it. Don't risk it. Paid for by NHTSA.
Are you fluent in Footlish? Probably not, but not to worry. We're here to help with the Footlish Dictionary. The Little MVPs. A Major League Baseball team that struggles to win games, despite having multiple MVP winners on its roster, also known as the Los Angeles Angels. Now, back to the man with his very own language, Kevin Foote and Footnotes on ESPN 1037 Lafayette and 1041 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana's sports station.
Welcome back to Footnotes. You can give us a call on the ESPN hotline, 706-0111. If you would like to talk about the NBA, I mean, look, if nothing else, the game one of the two conference final series have given us a lot, I mean, some really dramatic, historic performances and moments and comebacks. I mean, they both been something. I mean, and so, I don't know that the rest of the series can match game one on both sides, but we'll see how that plays out. And then obviously we've got lots of college baseball, Sun Belt Conference tournament, SEC tournament. If you missed out on yesterday, the Cajuns beat Marshall 11-1 in 7 innings, and LSU won 6-2. And like I said earlier, it's not so much the LSU one part is not all that shocking because, they played pretty well against Oklahoma when they played them in the regular season. But to win 6-2 was pretty surprising. And so we actually have games that have already begun today. By the way, after the Cajun game yesterday, the Cajuns won 11-1 in 7 innings. Georgia State beat Old Dominion 17-1 in 7 innings. And when I saw that score especially, I hearkened back to something Coach Robe used to say a long time ago. He would say, when it gets to May, late May, there's two kinds of teams. Teams that are ready to win and move forward, and teams that are ready to barbecue on the beach. And it looks like ODU is ready to barbecue on the beach. They got beat 17-1. Wow. That was pretty wow. All right, today in the Sun Belt, you got Texas State playing App. They've already started. App just scored a run in the bottom of the 7th. They're up 1-0 over Texas State. And they have runners at second and thirds with 2 outs in the bottom of the 2nd. At 12:30 or so, the Cajuns will play Coastal. We've talked a lot about that matchup the last 2 days. At 4 o'clock, Georgia State will play Southern Miss. And at 7:30, we know that it's not necessarily going to start at 7:30, but it's the 7:30 game. South Alabama against Troy. On the SEC side of things, if you didn't stay up last night or pay close attention, Missouri beat Ole Miss, Vanderbilt beat Kentucky, Tennessee beat South Carolina, and LSU beat Oklahoma. Starting right about right now, Missouri is playing Mississippi State, followed by around 1 o'clock, Vanderbilt will play Florida. At 4:30, Tennessee will play Arkansas. And at 8 or 8:30 or 9 or whenever that game's going to start tonight, LSU will play Auburn. So just to get you up to date, and we'll give up scores as we go on for the rest of the show. For now, let us head back out to the ESPN hotline. Hello.
Glorious morning, Foot.
Oh, man, I bet you it's a glorious one for you.
Oh, man, I was nervous at first. I saw the rust, the chemistry result from the too much rest. But they pulled it out. I was like, man, don't tell me we're going to choke this up, man. But they pulled it out.
They did, and I thought you were still going to lose, but, man, after an incredible comeback, and then the Cavaliers decided, well, I think, we got plenty of time to get a good shot off, but we'd prefer to take a 30-footer. Now, to be fair, that 30-footer went halfway down the basket and came out. I mean, it went halfway down the basket and came out, but y'all got it done.
I mean, I was listening to you and Ron. And what you were saying earlier when you opened the show about this, I don't think the Cavs done anything wrong. I think they did great, an awesome job.
Yeah, I bet you do.
They did what they were supposed to do.
I bet you do. Yeah, I bet you do.
You see, this is what you're missing, Foot. Y'all made valid points. But what y'all really was saying, why they done what they done, because they feared the Knicks.
No.
They feared. It was fear we put in them.
I don't think that was it. No, I don't think that was it.
It was fear. I just wanted to let you know that, Foot. Now, I believe it can go 5 games.
I don't
Hardness
see how they can win any games.
Hardness the weakness. But, I mean, hey, not everybody have heart. We have heart. That guy Hart, didn't he play for the Pelicans before?
Yeah, and what did the Knicks do? They said, you know what? This guy's got to be on the bench. So the Knicks coaching staff was smart enough to say we love Hart, but he's got to be on the bench. And if the Cavs would have said we like Harden, but he's got to be on the bench, then you would have lost. But the difference is that they put Hart on the bench and you didn't.
Probably, but we did utilize their weakness Harden. We really did. That's what we did to Philadelphia with Joel.
So Mike Brown did another masterful coaching job.
Yeah, I got to give it to him. Got to give it to him. He's been doing real great in the playoffs. The season was floppy, especially against Detroit. But he changed the offensive system. He been making the great moves of how he putting in and out the guys. I mean, the system he's running. I mean, I got to give it to him. I tip my hat to him. But that I mean, the job ain't done. We got to bring the championship back to Titletown. We got to bring it back home where it belongs.
I understand.
Then he can get his flowers.
All
On
right.
your blue skies.
All
Live
right.
in onions. Have
All
a good
right.
one, Foot.
Man. No, I know he's happy, but I mean, seriously, how many Knicks fans were like in right on the verge of serious depression, thinking, "Oh no, we're not going to blow this again," after getting our hopes up, and then just to have just the ultimate exhilaration with a comeback for the ages. It was, and it was another example. I mean, momentum is such an unbelievable thing. Like, they couldn't do anything for 3.5 quarters, and then all of a sudden they couldn't miss a shot. Like, couldn't miss. It was, of course, part of it was the Cavs' defense, but still, I mean, they still had to make the shots. And so they got a win that was obviously going to be talked about for a long time. And maybe we're all overrating, and I'm sure I think it's easier a lot of time for players and coaches to turn the page and move forward than it is for fans. I know it's for fans who really get into their teams like I do. It's like it's very difficult for me to turn the page and move on. And maybe they'll do a better job, but I just don't see how you move on from that. I just don't see it. But we will see. Again, so quite a few things that were very interesting. I know probably a lot of you were not watching the Astros and Twins last night like I was. And I've been saying good things about Braden Shoemate. From a fundamental standpoint, and the actual circumstance in the game, if you have a chance to go watch the close-up view of the play he botched in the 9th inning, I don't know that you can play a ball worse than Braden Shoemate played on the ball that Josh Bell hit him in the 9th inning with the game on the line. It was absolutely awful. Or was that, wait, I'm trying to think. I mean, they hit a ground ball to him, the inning's over, and he just botched it. And not only did it's like it's almost like he tried to stop the ball with his ankle. I mean, he should have been in position, but it was as bad as you can botch a ground ball ever. I don't know if I've ever seen, I don't even know if Altuve's botched a ground ball that bad. He's botched a lot of them. It was awful. It's going to be a long time, and I have been somewhat encouraged with him, but it's going to be a long time before I can have any confidence in somebody who can make the play that he made on that play. That was really, really, really bad. So I don't know. I hope he can somehow overcome that, because that was brutal. All right, let us head back out to the ESPN hotline. Hello,
Kevin. This is Coach. How we doing this morning, sir?
Doing good, sir. How are you?
I'm great. Feeling good. But UL's big win yesterday. Now, we got to go back at it. At what time do we play today?
Scheduled for 12:30. We don't know exactly what time it'll be, depending on, there's a game going on right now. Texas State's playing out, but scheduled for the 12:30 game.
Okay. Kevin, I want you to explain to us, how do you think that this will begin and how this is going to take place? Because right now, I would say that our boys, the team, we are going through a lot right now. Possibly some fatigue, maybe a lot of fatigue, and a lot of other things. I want you to explain to us, how will we get through these first few innings against one of the hottest teams that we recently defeated, but they angry now. Now we got them in the situation. I like the fact that both of us is at a neutral site, especially Coastal not being home. Talk about that and how we going to get through this with all this pressure on us.
All right, thanks. You know, it's going to be interesting. Andrew Herman didn't have a great start against Coastal. Andrew Herman was the starting pitcher in the game. I mean, he his first three, as I remember correctly, the first 3 innings he went fine, and then he had trouble, and then he was out of the game way quicker than he's normally out of a game. So they worked him and got his pitch count relatively high, and then once they scored a few runs, they pulled him. So they had a pretty successful game against Andrew on, what would that have been, on Friday. So we'll see how the chess match goes there. I think at this time of the year, yeah, fatigue plays a role, but I think there's more adrenaline at this time of the year than there is in a series in mid-April or something, late April, that kind of thing. I'm not as worried about the fatigue part of the team. Now, there's always the fatigue part of pitchers. They're going to want to get they're going to probably want to get more innings and a few more pitches out of Andrew in this matchup against Coastal. We were talking, Blake and I were talking, like, how much motivation does Coastal have right now? I kind of feel like Coastal trying to get a host site, I kind of feel like that ship has sailed for Coastal. So I don't know how much. I guess if they won the conference tournament, maybe they could get on the bubble for that. But I kind of feel like that ship has sailed. And I don't know how much they can help themselves. I think I pretty much think whatever they do in this tournament, they're going to be a 2 seed. And so we'll see. I don't know. But, I mean, you want to go into the regionals playing better for sure. So you have that motivation for sure. But I don't know how much big school, long-term motivation they really have. But we'll see. All right, we'll take a timeout and be back.
This is Footnotes, live on ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana's sports station. ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles is your home for the Houston Astros.
And the Astros stun the Mariners.
Hunter Brown, Yordan Alvarez, and the rest of the Astros are looking to get back to the postseason. You can listen to every pitch, hit, and thrilling victory of the Houston Astros.
Incredible!
As Robert Ford and Steve Sparks will be on the call. Tune in this season for live Astros baseball on Southwest Louisiana's sports station.
This is your Chiropractic Expert Minute, brought to you by Dr. Quentin Briscoe, chiropractic physician.
Hello, I'm Dr. Quentin Briscoe. You may have heard me for Chiropractic Awareness Month. Today I want to share a quick tip to keep your spine and your whole body healthy. Everyday habits like sitting too long, poor posture, or even sleeping the wrong way can cause misalignments that lead to pain, stiffness, or fatigue. Chiropractic care doesn't just treat pain, it helps your body function at its best naturally. A chiropractic adjustment can improve mobility, reduce tension, and even boost overall wellness. Combine that with proper stretching, posture awareness, and a healthy lifestyle, and you're giving your body the support it needs to thrive. We are in network with the VA Community Care Network, Blue Cross Blue Shield, and Aetna.
To schedule an appointment with Briscoe Chiropractic, visit drqmb.com or call 337-534-0091. That's drqmb.com or 337-534-0091. Because your spine deserves expert care.
Misfits Dine and Drink, a destination restaurant in Broussard, is constantly evolving. Dine in for great food and a great atmosphere. Whether it's lunch, dinner, or brunch on Saturday or Sunday, stop in to enjoy a handmade gourmet pizza or one of their delicious pastas. Take a sip of their new and seasonal craft cocktails and mocktails. And don't forget dessert. Try the birthday cake bread pudding. Whether it's new menu items or old favorites, come to Misfits for a great food experience. It's classic Italian with a modern twist. Misfits Dine and Drink, 200 Heritage Parkway off Highway 90 in Broussard.
Delta Home Center and Delta Trailer Sales, your one-stop shop for utility and cargo trailers, heavy-duty dump and gooseneck trailers, portable buildings, cabins, decks, porches, fences, carports, and site-built metal shops. Located at Exit 7 in Carencro or at deltatrailersales.com.
It's May, and spring is finally here. A time of growth, renewal, and hope. And what better time to kick off Mental Health Awareness Month? Johnwell Therapeutic Services are proud to highlight May as National Mental Health Month. Remember, it's okay to ask for help. Reach out to a friend, family member, or professional if you need support. It's okay to take things one step at a time. You're not alone. Johnwell Therapeutic Services, proud supporters of National Mental Health Month.
Before hitting the road, get hooked up at Match Trailers on Bertrand Drive. Everything you need from truck equipment, accessories, and trailer parts, Match Trailers has it. Match Trailers, 1849 Bertrand Drive in Lafayette, or give Matt a call at 235-7534.
Are you fluent in Footlish? Probably not, but not to worry. We're here to help with the Footlish Dictionary. The Piper, a mythical creature that only Kevin sees, which determines the outcomes of baseball games due to how many runs a team score on any given night. Now, back to the man with his very own language, Kevin Foote and Footnotes on ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana's sports station.
Welcome back to Footnotes. Just a few updates. Texas State has now scored 2 in the top of the third. They lead App State 2-1. And Missouri has scored first over Mississippi State. No, I don't really believe Miss. I didn't think they'd beat Ole Miss, obviously. I really don't think they're going to beat Mississippi State. But they are up 1-0 early. So they kind of got some of the goodwill from yesterday moving forward. And you know, it is the conference tournament thing is always very interesting. And you know, I thought LSU softball, for instance, was playing very well. They went into the conference tournament, got crushed. Like they have a history of not doing much in the conference tournament. Is that coaching philosophy and emphasis? I mean, sometime I think it could be. You know, we talk a lot about in basketball season how that Coach Mulkey doesn't put a lot of emphasis a lot of times in her career. On the LSU baseball side of it, they almost always play well in the SEC tournament. They're the opposite of a lot of teams. Like, and even when LSU has got, you know, their seed is sewed up, they have always seemed to, regardless of the coach, I'm not saying they've done well every year, but they seem to put a lot of emphasis, like it seems important to them, more important than a lot of other powerhouse schools and programs in different sports. And so, obviously, they're in a very different situation going into this year's conference tournament. Of course, they're putting in a lot of emphasis this year. But it's not just now that they have to have this to get in. Even when they are going to be a host site, guaranteed host site, and top 8 national seed and all of that's pretty much locked up. Even then, they would put more emphasis on the conference tournament than a lot of teams do in going into a conference tournament. So that's something that's going to be interesting to see how these teams do. And so it makes it harder to kind of handicap. I mean, baseball is unpredictable anyway. Especially, you know, depending on who the starting pitchers are and all that kind of stuff. But also, you never know the mindset of a team. Like, some teams are some teams are ready to barbecue on the beach, like we talked. Obviously, Old Dominion was kind of ready to barbecue on the beach, which is fine. I mean, that's part of the deal when you're not going to win unless you win. And then some teams are just, yeah, we wouldn't mind winning a game or two, but we're not all in here. Like, we got bigger fish to fry in the regional, or we're going to be hosting. And so there's not that reckless abandon. You know, we're all in. We got to win. It's just different for some teams. So I get that as well. Like, we're not going to overthrow any arms here because our position is fairly locked in. We kind of know what seed we're going to be about, and we kind of know we're hosting or we're not hosting, but we're pretty locked into a 2 seed. And so you're not going to go overboard. So, again, you have to factor all that in these games. And then other teams are playing all out. And Missouri is certainly one of them. So we'll see if LSU and Missouri can continue to have success when they were, double-digit seeds going into it. Interesting to follow for sure. We will take a timeout, 1 hour down, another hour to go. Stay tuned.
Transform your backyard into the summer paradise you've always dreamed of? With Duplessis Builders custom gunite pool packages, we make it simple to own a stunning, long-lasting, in-ground pool built just for you. Choose from classic designs, all customizable to fit your space, style, and budget. Our pools come with quality finishes, energy-efficient equipment, beautiful lighting, and professional installation from excavation to decking, so you can dive in before the next heat wave hits. Don't just dream it, build it. Visit DuplessisBuilders.net.
Need peace of mind with your estate planning? Turn to Beal & Aber, your trusted hometown lawyers. At Beal & Aber, we make estate planning simple and stress-free, ensuring your legacy is secure and your future is in the right hands. Don't wait. Schedule your consultation today at BealAbear.com. That's BealAbear.com. Safeguarding your tomorrow today.
May is Military Appreciation Month, and ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles and Nolan's Lawnmower Sales and Service in Carencro will be honoring our military all month long. Nolan's is locally owned and supports our military community every day. We honor and salute because freedom isn't free. May is Military Appreciation Month, and we salute you. Powered by Nolan's Lawnmower Sales and Service in Carencro and ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles. Did you know you can get great tasting Clear Springs artesian water delivered to your office or your doorstep at home? Clear Springs is 100% local with their own bottling facility at the world-famous Kentwood Aquifer, no chemicals added. Just pure Kentwood, Louisiana artesian water. Clear Springs Water offers delivery of 5 or 3 gallon water service with a hot and cold temperature water cooler or even single-serve bottles delivered to your home or office. Easy to reach, clearsprings.net, then contact us tab or 337-519-3563.
Live from Upper Lafayette, this is ESPN 103.7 KLWB Carencro Lafayette, KLCJ-FM Oak Grove Lake Charles 104.1, a Delta Media station.
This game isn't fun. This game is a war.
It's time for the 2-minute drill.
Hurry it up, hurry it up, hurry it up.
Powered by B1 Bank. Visit B1Bank.com to find a location near you.
Come on, let's go, you guys. Get in here, we gotta go fast now.
LSU baseball will live to fight another day after beating Oklahoma 6-2 last night in the first round of the SEC tournament. Gavin Guidry started on the mound in place of William Schmidt for the Tigers and went 2 1/3, giving up 1 run on 3 hits and earning the win. Now LSU will go again tonight, and it'll be against the number 6 seed Auburn Tigers. First pitch is tentatively scheduled for 8 p.m. in Hoover, and you can listen to it right here on ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles. The Louisiana Raging Cajuns made a statement win yesterday over Marshall, 11-1 in 7 innings in the Sun Belt Conference Tournament. Next up, the Cajuns will go again this afternoon, and it'll be a rematch with last weekend's opponent, Coastal Carolina. First pitch is at 12:30 in Montgomery. A 2-run homer in the top of the first off the bat of Isak Paredes was all the Astros needed to take a 2-1 win over the Minnesota Twins yesterday evening. The rubber match of the series will be this afternoon, and it'll be Mike Burrows for the Astros going up against Joe Ryan for the Twins. First pitch is at 12:40 p.m., and you can listen to it right here on ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles. Also in some news for the Astros, pitcher Lance McCullers Jr. was slated to start yesterday, but was scratched that afternoon and placed on the 15-day IL for right shoulder inflammation. And the New York Knicks rallied back from a 22-point deficit in the fourth to take a 115-104 overtime win over the Cleveland Cavaliers in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Jalen Brunson had 38 points on the night, with 15 coming in the fourth quarter alone. I'm Blake Purser, and you're listening to ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles, your home for the LSU Tigers and the Houston Astros.
The 2-minute drill has been powered by B1 Bank. Visit B1Bank.com to find a location near you. This is ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana's sports station. This is 2 hours of sports talk like none other. Footnotes with the man who speaks his own language.
Me fail English? That's impossible.
Your host, Kevin Foote.
Welcome back to Footnotes. You are listening to ESPN 103.7 Lafayette, 104.1 Lake Charles. You can give us a call on the mics on the ESPN hotline, 706-0111. As we try to digest what's going on in the SEC Sunbelt baseball tournaments, the NBA playoffs, and we have a poll question that has to do with the Saints. So we talked a little bit about that as well. The Cajuns yesterday advanced with an 11-1 win in 7 innings to get into the main draw, the double elimination part of the Sun Belt Conference tournament over Marshall. Again, last year it was Marshall that eliminated the Cajuns. This year the Cajuns eliminated Marshall. Cody Brash had another good outing, 5 1/3, gave up 1 run. It was unearned. The first inning, we've been talking about how good a defense the Cajuns play. In the first inning of the game, they throw the ball away, it goes in the dugout, they let a run score, and you're like, oh, man, it's not going to be one of those games, is it? And truthfully, they made 3 errors yesterday. I think it was a season high, 3 errors. But it didn't matter because they just bludgeoned Marshall's pitching staff. And we talked yesterday about how Blevins is a guy who doesn't walk a lot of batters, so you got to hit him. And did the Cajuns ever? I mean, he gave up. In 3 innings, he gave up 10 hits and 6 runs. He did walk 1. He doesn't walk. That's only his 19th walk in 105 innings this year. But he did walk 1. He struck out none and gave up 10 hits and 6 runs in 3 innings. So the Cajuns just came out swinging and put him. Noah Lewis was 4 for 5 with a double, a homer, and 3 RBIs. Mark Collins, who we didn't really – I should have figured because, they said he would be out about 3 weeks. And I guess the injury was barely 3 weeks. I mean, he got hurt in that game that they lost to UNO. I mean, he was trying to score from third on a wild pitch, and he did score, but he had a big collision at the plate. So he came back pretty fast, Mark Collins. And not only at first I was like, man, this is kind of an important game to bring a guy who, was playing really well when he got injured, but, usually if you're out 2, 3, 4 weeks, it takes a little bit of maybe sometime a game or so to kind of get readjusted and get your rhythm back. Well, he didn't waste any time. He got 2 hits, drove in 2 runs, and no, he got 3 hits. I'm sorry. He was 3 for 4 with a double and 2 RBIs. So good to see Collins back. Lee Amity had 2 hits and drove in 2. Every player on the team got at least 1 hit. That's how thorough that victory was, and they out-hit them 15-3 and won 11-1. So they will play in Game 2 of today's 4-game schedule in Montgomery, Alabama. And by the way, just an update, the first game, they're following this game between Texas State and App State, and that game is 2-2 in the bottom of the 3rd. So in about an hour, now they're in the top of the 4th. So in an hour, they've played 3 innings. And so if they continue that pace, that would mean the game will end around noon, and the Cajuns would probably start around 12:45. But you never know if they're going to continue that pace or not, or if they're going to go extra innings or whatever. So we'll keep an eye on that one for sure. But some good things for the Cajuns. Some people believe that means the Cajuns are in. Their RPI is 37. I'm not ready to say that. To me, it's just still too much of a gray area there to say they're in. I think if they win today against Coastal, I kind of feel like they'll be in at that point. And especially if they win, I went into it thinking, well, they need to win 2 games in the conference tournament. But if the one win, even if they win 1, and technically they've won 2 because they won the play-in game. if they win today. But if the one win in the main draw is Coastal, that might do it. But again, you don't want to take a chance. Like you can't have that mentality. I mean, it's something that we can talk about as media or fans, but I don't think you can have that, well, we went to, oh, we're in. Like you don't know if you're in. You think you're in, and you might be in. But you can't think that way as a coach or a player. You got to just keep going and go as far as you can, and whatever happens, happens. I mean, that's the attitude that Coach Deggs has when we talked to him and on Monday, on Monday, and you got to have that attitude. So we've got that going on. LSU won. I don't know that a lot of people thought LSU couldn't beat Oklahoma, but I don't know that a lot of people thought that they'd beat Oklahoma 6-2, especially when the guy that they expected to start didn't pitch, and Schmidt. Very similar to the Astros, LSU and the Astros. They both had that situation yesterday. It was supposed to be Lance McCullers. Well, shortly before the game, we said, Lance McCullers can't make his start. And the man who we introduced as the man with the Peyton Manning ERA yesterday got the emergency start and threw 6 shutout innings and walked 1. And so LSU was the same thing. Schmidt was supposed to start, and he didn't. And so as an LSU fan, you had to be thinking, man, we've struggled enough pitching this year. It's been a miserable pitching season. We're in trouble. So what do? You go out and give up 2 runs. It's just, that's baseball. I mean, just when you're pretty sure you have things figured out, LSU, who has the worst ERA in the SEC, they got the worst in a lot of pitching categories in the SEC. Their expected starter doesn't make the start, and they give up 2 runs. Just unreal how that works out. So we'll see if they can double up on that. They will play Auburn in the late game again tonight. James, do you have any idea when the game finished last night? Was it real late? Because I didn't stay up, so I don't know how late the game finished.
It was about 12:29, 12:30.
It was that late? Oh,
yeah. Man. I wrote about it for the website. You can check it out on ESPN, SouthwestLouisiana.com.
That's a pau bon.
I mean, I'm a night owl, so I didn't have as much of an issue with it. Yeah, but I was like, man, I could have been playing video games. And it's like, I guess I'll write about this game.
So, yeah, it was, I don't know. To me, you're just tireder when you stay up that late. But, again, these are young men, I'm sure. And like I said, at this time of the year, the adrenaline is flowing. And you can see that adrenaline in some of these highlights we've been seeing online of players getting after each other and talking trash to one another. And it's a big deal. So we'll see if LSU can beat Auburn. Who knows when that game will start. But it's the 4th game of 4. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, and last night it didn't start till 8:55.
Which is about what we thought.
Yeah, we were expecting about 9 o'clock. And going back to your point of getting tired after playing a super late game like that, I would think you would play more of a factor if they had to play again the next day at an earlier time, let's say 2 o'clock or something. Yeah. It's like, yeah, there's not much turnaround. Like, you're not going to get home and probably won't sleep till 2. And then you got to wake up probably 8 or 9 o'clock and then head to the field and start warming up or whatever. But the fact that the next game, once again, is at the exact same time, projected to be at 8 o'clock, but probably will be later. It's like you do the 24 hours rest just like any other game. It's like, yeah, the time clock wouldn't make sense for most people. But when you look at it from a 24 hours perspective, it's the exact same time, just like how most series, it's like first game starts at 7 on a Friday. Then you come back on Saturday, it either starts at 7 again, or maybe they move it up to 6, and then the Sunday game is at 2 or 1. So, I mean, the fact that it's a 24-hour rule, to me, I don't think that the fact that they finished so late last night will play much of a factor.
Doesn't Jay Johnson look like one of these guys, though, that gets up at 4:30 or 5 a.m. every morning? I wonder if he's going to be able to pull that off at this schedule.
I think he granted himself an extra hour or 2 of his normal time. So he probably woke up at 7 or 8.
By the way, in the game, the first game of the day of the SEC tournament in Hoover, Mississippi State, not a surprise, answered with 3 runs in the second inning. So going to the third, Mississippi State is leading Missouri 3-1. I don't think anybody really thinks Missouri's going to be able to pull off a second upset of a Mississippi team. I don't think that that's going to happen at all. But it's 3-1 in the top of the third, just to kind of keep you updated. You know, we don't often at a morning show, we don't hardly ever have score updates to give, and yet at this time of the year, you're kind of in that position in early in conference tournaments where you have these starts. The Sun Belt game started at 9 or shortly after 9, and the SEC started at 9:30, and so we can give you some updates here in the next 45 minutes or so. All right, before we take a timeout, what is our updated, I don't know if we have any updated results, but let's reintroduce, the poll question of the day.
Absolutely. Who is more likely to return and play for the Saints next season? Are we going with Z28, Alvin Kamara? Did you ever have a nickname for Cam Jordan?
No.
That's interesting.
He is.
Would he be like Captain America for you?
Well, could be, but we've never had Captain America.
Captain Saint.
We've never done. We've got a new one. By the way, for those we have a new one, like the in that long on that line. The first round pick is the Riddler.
Yeah.
And so we've never had a Captain America, and we also don't. Since you brought this up. This was your fault for bringing this up.
I'll take blame.
We don't have a nickname for Tyler Shuck. If Tyler Shuck plays well again this year, at some point during the season, should he be Captain America?
Potentially.
But I could see that. Captain America.
Did you have an Iron Man already?
No.
Maybe Cam is Iron Man because he always was out there and was available.
Yeah. No,
he's only missed a handful of games in his whole career. So
that's very fair.
So maybe Cam, I'm actually really disappointed in you for not having a nickname for him after all these years.
That is true. Normally the people that have nicknames are because they aggravated me early on and I give a sarcastic nickname, or they're really, really, really good in one area and I don't know. He was really good.
He was always known as more of a run stuffer, but was able to get good sack numbers.
He was just so consistently good to me that I guess he just
always available. Yeah, was always a key piece of not having, or hopefully not having the defense be the worst defense of all time. But I mean, he was always a bright spot.
I guess he never aggravated me. Like even Drew, as great a career as Drew, and all he did. I mean, there was several years there where I called him Drew Road Pick. Because when he's on the road, you can count on some picks. But no, I mean, even Drew had some, had a nickname there for a little while,
which feels so backwards. Because normally you want to give it to a guy that you like, but the fact that you give it to guys where you're like, you annoy me. It's like
certain things annoy me, yes.
And the fact that you use it as superheroes and supervillains instead of just, especially when you don't like, since you never paid attention to like Marvel or DC or any other types of comics. It's like, that's so interesting.
My only reference is the Hall of Justice League back in the 70s. All right. We've had a fun conversation.
Yeah.
But
getting back to the poll, the options of who's more likely to return and play for the Saints next season, Alvin Kamara, Cam Jordan, Taysom Hill, or do you think that none of them are actually going to play for the Saints?
I think Cam is the answer. I think Cam has a pretty decent chance, and I don't know about the other ones. A couple of weeks ago, we thought 41 was coming back, but I don't know anymore. I think it's possible. Haven't ruled it out, but I don't know that I feel that it's above 50-50 anymore. So we will see. All right, we'll take a timeout. Be back.
This is Footnotes, live on ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana's sports station.
Did you know you can get great tasting Clear Springs artesian water delivered to your home or office or your doorstep at home? Clear Springs is 100% local with their own bottling facility in the world-famous Kentwood Aquifer. No chemicals added. Just pure Kentwood, Louisiana artesian water. Clear Springs Water offers delivery of 5 or 3-gallon water service with hot or cold temperature, water cooler, or single-serve bottles delivered to your home or office. Easy to reach. Go to clearsprings.net and hit on the Contact Us tab. Call 519-3563, extension 1.
Make sure to set your alarm and tune in Saturday mornings at 10 o'clock for Sports Shorts here on ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles. Join me, Ronnie Rance, and the Sports Shorts team of Tommy Christsan, Hunter McCann, and the crazy man, Joel Davis, as we break down the sports and teams that you love. The LSU Tigers, New Orleans Saints, and everything in between. Tune in Saturday mornings from 10 to noon for Sports Shorts here on Southwest Louisiana's Sports Station.
Imagine building your dream backyard pool without ever leaving your couch. With Duplessis Builders, you can go shop our in-ground gunite pool packages online, start to finish. Browse our pool designs, compare features, see exactly what's included, and choose the package that fits your style and budget. Once you purchase, our team takes over. From permit and excavation to gunite decking and final startup, you click, we build, you swim. Your backyard upgrade is just a few clicks away. Visit duplessisbuilders.net and buy your pool online today.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55-plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
This Memorial Day, tee off somewhere special. Farm D Alley Golf Club is open and ready for you. Celebrate the holiday with fresh air, beautiful fairways, and a round you won't forget. Whether you're playing with friends or honoring the day with a peaceful solo game, Farm D Alley is the perfect place to be. Book your tee time now. Call or book online at farmdalley.com and make this Memorial Day one to remember. Farm D Alley Golf Club, where great moments are always in play.
Every weeknight, MeTV has your laugh therapy.
To chase away the blues or the olive drabs.
With 2 hours of MASH at 5.
This guy's ankle has tickled my funny bone.
Followed by the Andy Griffith Show at 7.
Doggone it, Otis. You're supposed to be hugging me when I'm arresting you.
But he likes you, Bard.
Weeknights on MeTV.
Watch MeTV Acadiana on KLWB. Over the air on Channel 50.1. Check your local cable listings for the channel in your area.
You're listening to ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana's sports station. Your home for the Houston Astros.
Welcome back to Footnotes. Time to have our weekly chat with Dawson Iserloh. How are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm really good.
All right. I know I've asked you this question before, but you do a whole lot more of this than I do. Have you ever got an explanation, and you may not even agree with me, as to why the SEC website for sports is so awful?
I have no idea.
And not user-friendly. The Sunbelt site is extremely user-friendly. And this time of the year where I'm surfing SEC tournament, Sunbelt tournament, it's just so, like, what is the purpose of having an unuser-friendly website?
I don't know. Their standings were like 2 weeks out of date, like late in the regular season. I mean, we got burned for it. I think one of the guys was making the 2-minute drill, and they had the standings wrong because the SEC website was wrong. I don't understand. They got a lot more money than the Sunbelt do, but I guess they didn't spend it on website.
It's just awful. But anyway, all right. By the way, Texas State and App State are tied at 2. They're in the top of the 5th, so moving along. Okay.
Chances, yeah. There's a chance.
Okay. All right, so are you ready to say now that if the Cajuns win today, they're in? Or are you not?
Yeah.
You're more closer to that than I am, but you think if they win today, they're in?
Yes. I mean, outside of like every possible bid Steelers stealing, which I think they're in if they beat Coastal today.
Outside of like needing 1 of 4 things to happen and none of the 4 happening?
It'd be more than 4. They'd have like 8 chances for something to happen. But no, yeah, I feel really good if they win this game today.
So I think the RPI right now is like 37. Does that sound?
Yes, that is right.
And so if they win,
it'll be maybe 34, 35, something like that.
So you think that's good?
Yeah, I think they're fine if they win.
That would be encouraging. The last prediction I saw was being at Auburn. Like, have you, since you think they're that close again, and have you had a desired site? I know for you it's what?
Well, Tallahassee would be great. See some old friends there. But if it's drivable, I haven't asked you this yet, but I might try to ride with you. So I'm hoping drivable, and maybe we'll have a trip out of it, me and you. So
we can have some interesting conversation.
Yeah, not Los Angeles. I'd like to avoid Los Angeles. But no, I don't know. There's so many. That's the other thing too. People say, "Well, where are they headed?" It could be anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, years where LSU's good, there's at least maybe a better than average chance they'll get sent to Baton Rouge. Although they haven't the last few times.
Is College Station turning into the new Baton Rouge? It could if they get sent there again.
Could.
If it happens, of course, we're counting our chickens. I still say a little bit too soon, but if it happens, and they send them to College Station, it's going to kind of feel like going to Baton Rouge again.
Yeah, it could be. That could be the case.
All right, so.
And for the record, I also saw Baseball America had him in Gainesville this morning.
Did you have any thought when they got up 6-1 and saw the way the game was going, pull him now?
No.
Or did you not even go down that road?
I didn't think so. I just thought, the last thing you want to do, and I don't know if you could live with yourself if you tried to get cute with it and it backfired, and we've seen this team blow a handful of pretty big leads. So I thought as long as Brash was cruising, you'd let him go a little bit longer. And the idea, too, like, you're not going to bring him back Wednesday or Thursday anyway. And so if he throws 80 pitches, you could still probably bring him back on Saturday if you get to that point. So, no, I didn't think get super cute with it. I thought as long as you've got the chance, put the nail in the coffin here. And then, look, when Lewis hit the home run, I think it started to change my thought process a little bit. But I also didn't have a problem that they let him go one more after that either, because it's just you just can't risk it when it's the single elimination thing.
It's so funny. After watching that game yesterday, did you have any thought? Do you remember when we were in beginning of April or whenever that was?
And they couldn't hit?
And we're like, this team can't hit. And that's all everybody said. Well, this team can pitch, but they can't hit. And lately, they've done a lot of hitting.
Yeah, they have. They took the soft-tossing lefty and said, here's what we think of that theory. I mean, they just crushed Blevins. And I actually felt bad for the kid because that's probably his last ever outing. And so, I didn't feel that bad for him, but I felt a little bad for him. And so, but yeah, Noah Lewis is the other one that's like, Noah Lewis, you can see the 5-tool type thing.
Man.
That's a dangerous word to say, but I think he's got it. And you saw another flash of it yesterday. He could have a few homers, man. He had that one that was literally like right off the foul pole that went foul, and then he had a couple more that were deep, and then a couple balls that have gotten swallowed up by the Teague, which Matt Deggs is destined to fix next year apparently. But no, that was, and Mark Collins, I wasn't expecting to see him yesterday, and he had 3 hits. He was my player of the game in my article on the website.
That UNO game was how many days ago?
I haven't counted the days. 20?
It was a Tuesday.
Okay.
So it was 3 weeks ago? Was it 3 weeks to the day? Because what Coach Deggs told me after it happened was that you're looking at about 3 weeks. Was it 3 weeks to the day or 2 weeks?
Well, because they didn't play a midweek game last week, and it was the week before that, so it's only been 2 weeks.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. How did he do that? Anyway, going on well, before I get to that, if in any other era, think about how exciting it would be to be a Cajun baseball fan right now.
Yeah.
You had a freshman go 4 for 5. You have another freshman who, shortstop who's making all these great plays all season. You got another freshman behind the plate. But the problem now is, are any of them coming back?
Yeah, no, I've had the same thought. Now, I will say, too, I saw a Southern Miss fan talking on Twitter about how excited they are about next year's starting rotation, and then a Coastal fan chimed in and said, yeah, we were too. Now, Coastal actually did bring those guys back. They just all got hurt.
Yeah.
But they were like, yeah, we thought that, too, last year about this year, and then it didn't happen. But that's the thing. Yeah, I don't know. Like, Noah Lewis yesterday, I was like, man, he's starting to look almost too good right now.
Yeah.
He needs to relax a little bit.
It's just so messed up, but that's just where we are. All right. I said it 2 outings ago, I think, on the air, and again on the last outing. Well, not as much the last outing, but when McCullers was about to pitch or start a game, and I'm like, this could be the last game he ever pitches for the Astros.
Yeah.
So he doesn't make his start yesterday. He's back on the IL. I mean, I think it's reasonable to say it's possible he'll never pitch again for it. I'm not saying it's a lot, but
yeah, it's possible. I mean, and shoulder soreness or whatever they called it. I was hoping it was just going to be the blister resurfacing. That was my hope for what the injury was. Like, hey, they just, the
that's what
that
was my first thought as well.
And so with the shoulder thing, no, that is you're definitely right. That is possible that's the case. But how about Peyton Manning yesterday, huh?
But I've been saying why. I mean, I'm not saying the guy's great. But when you have all these injured pitchers and he kept you in it last year I'm not saying, why would you not go to him? He just got it done for you last year. I don't understand what the reluctance was.
Well, he's back.
He looked like the same pitcher. Again, he's not a great pitcher. I'm not saying he is. But when it's him or some guy who's never pitched for you before out of the KBO, I don't know how that's an all.
Here's my question for you. Like, the Brian Abreu thing is so obvious that something's completely wrong. Why are we not talking about that? Like, he's throwing 4 miles an hour slower than he threw last year. He can't locate anything. He's bouncing slot.
He's pitching better than he was, but still, his velocity is down.
Yeah, I mean, but it's not down a mile an hour. It's down significantly. I mean, it's from 97, 98 to 92, 93. That's not...
All right, so how is that possible?
That's what I want to know. Outside of an injury, I don't understand what it could be. I mean...
Or can your mechanics get so messed up?
But that's my point. For a mile an hour or two, sure, but you're talking about a 4 mile an hour difference. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, I don't know, but
if he's not hurting, then what could it be?
I don't know. I don't know what it is. Where's Josh Hader? How about that?
I think he's relatively close.
Like, he keeps saying that, but I mean,
well, I mean, he's closer than Brown.
Well, yeah, that is definitely true.
Look. The Astros are not having a great season, but they've had a few hiccups, but closing games is not their biggest problem right now.
Right. No,
even though it seemed like it would be based on who's pitching, like closing games is not their biggest problem. I'm shocked that they haven't swung the bats better in Minnesota because almost historically, this unit, I know every team's different, but in the last 8 to 10 years, they almost always score a lot when they go to Minnesota. And yesterday was, of course, they're still pitching. I mean, they're still playing a lot. Did you see that play that Shoemake didn't make? I've been excited. That was as bad as it gets.
Yeah, they pulled him the next inning.
I mean, that was as bad as it. He didn't even come close to putting his glove on the ball. What was he doing?
I don't know what he was doing. But it's really bad when a major league infielder gets pulled. That doesn't happen that often, and they replace him the next inning. So.
The only problem with that is that now they're going to start playing the little bitty guy. It's like, he's terrible. He's so small. Now, if you hit it to him, he's going to catch it, okay? But he has no range, and he can't hit at all.
Who, Nick Allen?
Nick Allen.
Yeah. I mean, look, they must have some sort of agreement in the clubhouse. If somebody's coming back, somebody's got to take it out for him. So Jake Myers was coming back. Altuve said, I'll see myself out. Same with Pena. Jake Myers is back, though. I mean, how could you not be ecstatic about that?
Well, he's a major league outfielder. Yeah. I like having major league outfielders. Don't have very many.
Yeah, you don't have very many. But, I mean, hey, nobody wants to win this division yet, so until somebody makes their mind up.
Again, it's far from over.
It's got to be Seattle, right?
Burrows is another. It's too early. It's not even. I don't even know what the standings are. It's not June the 1st yet.
I know, but if somebody, Seattle's still the best team in the division, right? In your opinion,
they should be, but I still don't think their offense is not good.
Yeah, especially if Cal Raleigh.
I mean, think about it. Kyle Raleigh had this unbelievably historic season last year. That played a huge role in them being where they were. And they weren't that many games ahead of the Astros, who had a whole season of AAA play.
Was this not one of the more predictable fall-offs?
Yes.
I mean, that just felt fluky last year. And I don't mean, look, Cal Raleigh's a Florida State guy, so I got a little affinity for him.
He's just hard to root for. He's like Alonso. He's just hard to like.
But it also just felt so. It didn't feel
like 35 home runs the year before. It's not like this guy was a donkey.
I know,
He's
but
not
it
Brady
just didn't
Anderson.
feel like all of a sudden, like when Judge did it the second and third time, it was like, all right, this guy's probably just that good. I never felt like that with Raleigh last year. I still thought he should have won the MVP, but I didn't think it was like this is the beginning of like one of the all-time catchers.
No, I'm with you there. It's just
it was an all-time season.
They should win, but I still don't trust their everyday lineup. I don't.
For the Mariners? Yeah, I get it.
I don't trust their everyday lineup. And if they get any injuries to their pitching, and Castillo's not having a great year, I'm not ready to concede yet. But I understand what you're saying. So this is an all-in day, you're saying. They're all-in days, I guess, in Coach Matt Deggs. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to start managing to try to win the tournament, though, so I don't know if he's going to go all. But, yeah, I mean, if he sees a chance to win this game, he's going to throw his heavy hitters, no doubt. I just don't know what kind of Coastal team you're going to get. Like, where are they at right now?
Don't you think their chance of hosting is passed? That ship has sailed?
They got to win. If they win the Sun Belt and they get a Southern Miss win in the finale, then they'll have a shot,
You think
I guess.
it's possible?
Because, like, Ole Miss hurt themselves with a loss. So there's a shot, but, yeah, their chances are very, very small.
So I don't know where their motivation level is, other than we got to start playing better, guys. Like that motivation, for sure.
And I think the fact that they just watched UL, celebrate on their home. I mean, not like they dogpiled or anything for winning the series, but like that probably gets them a little extra motivation too. But yeah, I am interested to see which version of them shows up today and who they're going to throw. I don't know. I haven't seen yet. I'm sure the lineups are coming out pretty soon here, or if they're not already, but. Yeah, it'll be interesting. How about this, Kevin? I'm going to do something I've never done before. I'm going to have an interview. I'm going to have the guy from Coastal that we had on last week, Sam, good guy. He's going to come on while the game's going on. And we're going to talk about the game while it's happening. I mean, we're not going to do play-by-play, obviously. But because I scheduled
working at the time?
No, he's not. He's just the game's going to be going on while we're talking about it.
Yeah,
I've never done that.
Yeah, that is interesting. I thought like you were going to talk to him while he's doing play-by-play.
Yeah,
like,
that'd be
this
even
is
cooler.
really unique.
That'd be even cool. That might. I don't think that might be a rights issue. I don't think I'd be allowed to do that. So no, we're not going to do that part.
All right, thank you, sir.
No problem.
Take a time out and be back.
This is Footnotes, live on ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana's sports station.
This game isn't fun. This game is a war.
It's time for the 2-minute drill.
Hurry it up, hurry it up, hurry it up.
Powered by B1 Bank. Visit B1Bank.com to find a location near you.
Come on, let's go, you guys. Get in here, we gotta go fast now.
LSU baseball will live to fight another day after beating Oklahoma 6-2 last night in the first round of the SEC tournament. Gavin Guidry started on the mound in place of William Schmidt for the Tigers and went 2 1/3, giving up 1 run on 3 hits and earning the win. Now LSU will go again tonight, and it'll be against the number 6 seed Auburn Tigers. First pitch is tentatively scheduled for 8 p.m. in Hoover, and you can listen to it right here on ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles. The Louisiana Raging Cajuns made a statement win yesterday over Marshall, 11-1 in 7 innings in the Sun Belt Conference Tournament. Next up, the Cajuns will go again this afternoon, and it'll be a rematch with last weekend's opponent, Coastal Carolina. First pitch is at 12:30 in Montgomery. A 2-run homer in the top of the first off the bat of Isak Paredes was all the Astros needed to take a 2-1 win over the Minnesota Twins yesterday evening. The rubber match of the series will be this afternoon, and it'll be Mike Burrows for the Astros going up against Joe Ryan for the Twins. First pitch is at 12:40 p.m., and you can listen to it right here on ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles. Also in some news for the Astros, pitcher Lance McCullers Jr. was slated to start yesterday, but was scratched that afternoon and placed on the 15-day IL for right shoulder inflammation. And the New York Knicks rallied back from a 22-point deficit in the fourth to take a 115-104 overtime win over the Cleveland Cavaliers in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Jalen Brunson had 38 points on the night, with 15 coming in the fourth quarter alone. I'm Blake Persher, and you're listening to ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles, your home for the LSU Tigers and the Houston Astros.
The 2-minute drill has been powered by B1 Bank. Visit b1bank.com to find a location near you. ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles is the proud winner of 4 2026 LAB Prestige Awards, including Best Use of Digital Media, Foot's Friday Fury, Best Live On-Site Remote for our Super Bowl Radio Row coverage, Best Promotion for our No Shave November initiative, and Radio Young Professional of the Year for Dawson Iserloh. We're proud of being Southwest Louisiana's sports station and are humbled to be recognized by the Louisiana Association of Broadcasters.
It's May, and spring is finally here. A time of growth, renewal, and hope. And what better time to kick off Mental Health Awareness Month? Johnwell Therapeutic Services are proud to highlight May as National Mental Health Month. Remember, it's okay to ask for help. Reach out to a friend, family member, or professional if you need support. It's okay to take things one step at a time. You're not alone. Johnwell Therapeutic Services, proud supporters of National Mental Health Month.
New tax resolution firms are popping up every day with high-paid celebrity endorsers advertising ridiculous claims in their TV ads. That's why they have the tiny, unreadable disclaimers at the bottom of the screen. Hi, this is Kerry Bryson with the Bryson Law Firm. Our ads never have those ridiculous, fast-talking, tiny disclaimers at the end because, simply put, there are no guarantees when it comes to the IRS and wiping out tax bills. And we don't make promises we can't keep. Of course, there are ways the Bryson Law Firm can help resolve your tax debt, but no company can guarantee it will eliminate it. This is why their clients call the Bryson Law Firm when those promises don't pan out. If you have tax problems, you have legal problems. Call the Bryson Law Firm. Our headquarters are in Lafayette, and we have offices statewide. Or visit BrysonLawFirm.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm, the Bryson Law Firm. LSBA filing number LA2518447.
Whether it's a tempting text message or a quick glance at your GPS, taking your eyes off the road for just a moment can have serious consequences. This includes turning around or reaching down. Distracted driving includes eating or putting on makeup. Distracted driving is anything that diverts your attention from driving. I'm Lorraine Luquette Vinoy with Service Chevrolet Cadillac, encouraging you to drive smart, drive safe, and keep those eyes on the road, Acadiana. This message is powered by Service Chevrolet Cadillac and this radio station, where safety meets style on the road.
May is National Military Appreciation Month, and at Nolan's Lawnmower Sales and Service in Karen Crow, we're proud to thank the men and women who serve and protect our country every day. And when it comes to protecting your lawn, choose Skag Zero-Turn Mowers. Skag mowers are tough, built to last, and trusted by professionals. To show our appreciation, Nolan's is offering a special 15% discount for all active military in May. Stop by Nolan's Lawnmower Sales and Service in Karen Crow and check out the full lineup of Skag mowers. Nolan's Lawnmower Sales and Service, and thank you to all our military members.
This is ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles, broadcasting live from the Beal and Hebert studios in Upper Lafayette. Beal and Hebert, Acadiana's hometown lawyers. Back to more of Southwest Louisiana's sports station.
Welcome back to Footnotes. If you would like to give us a call on the ESPN hotline, certainly feel free to do so. 706 0111 706 0111 to update you. It is in the bottom of the fifth in Montgomery. No, actually now the top of the sixth in Montgomery. And it's Texas State 2, App State 2. So rolling along pretty good there. And in Hoover, Mississippi State is leading 3-1 in the top of the fifth. So that one's rolling along pretty good as well. Of course, we've got the Cajuns play next. LSU didn't play to the fourth game tonight, so there's a lot of potential obstacles to trying to get a game to finish, before midnight. Is that possible? Tonight in Hoover with LSU against Auburn, so a lot could happen there. But a game can turn in any given second. We've all been there before. And plus, it's probably nice for like Ronnie Rance and the guys doing Sunbelt TV on ESPN3 to have a competitive baseball game. Like the two yesterday were 11-1 in 7 innings and 17-1 in 7 innings. So it's kind of nice to, I'm sure for them that just from talking points to have a competitive 2-2 game in the top of the 6th between two teams that, I don't know. I was going to say, or better offensively, theoretically better hitting teams and pitching teams, but Gage Peterson was a first-team all-conference pitcher for App State, and so they pitched their ace in this game, and or their guy's their best pitcher, who when the Cajuns played him, he pitched game 2. And that wasn't unusual, but in this scenario, he's pitching today, their first game. And so it's not a shock that Texas State is not lighting up a guy who really had a fabulous season this year in Peterson. So we'll see if anything happens in the next 20 minutes or however long we're on the air. We'll give you an update. But basically, two fairly competitive games. Well, one really competitive and another one. I don't know that a lot of us think that Mississippi State is going to have trouble with Missouri. Missouri had a nice win yesterday, but I kind of don't think they'll be able to follow it up. But that's why they played a game. Missouri is out hitting Mississippi State 4-2, so it's not like they're not playing with them right now. It's not like it's not a competitive game. 3-1 in the 5th inning. And then today, the Astros are Joe Ryan's pretty good pitcher. The Astros have had some successful games against Joe Ryan. He's their ace for the Twins, and the Astros are pitching Burrows the early afternoon game, and Burrows is a guy who's been very disappointing. 2 outings ago, he had his best game of the year, and then last outing was really bad again. So you wonder if that's just more of a fluky thing. They really need him to start showing some sort of consistency because they're running out of pitching options. I mean, I don't really think I really thought that McCullers' time in the rotation was going to be short-lived. He was running out of options. He's just not consistent enough. But until they get some pitchers back, you wonder, like, how long would they have to string him along? But if he's really out, then, again, you're going to have to start pitching. And the man with a lot of nicknames, James kind of made me feel guilty for not having a nickname for Cam. This cat is a nobody. None of us had ever hardly heard of him at the beginning of last season. He's got Peyton Manning. He's got George Costanza. He's got all kind of nicknames, this guy. And you know what? I don't know if you ever seen it. Did you see? That cat is in a commercial. Like they're doing this big blitz all over sports. You see it everywhere, where the insurance that they're selling for used cars, for older cars. He's in a commercial that sells that. Jason Alexander, the Peyton Manning ERA guy. The cat's in a commercial.
Well, I don't watch a lot of TV, so I don't know.
He's the spokesman for this in this commercial, like the star player. I mean, is that unbelievable? I think that's hilarious and unbelievable. Like, we didn't even know this guy was at the beginning. It was like, who is this guy? He's got a Peyton Manning ERA. Then he bails the Astros out last year and keeps them, they lost a tiebreaker, but they tied for the last playoff spot only really because of him. And then now we just, he wasn't even an option early in the year, even though all the pitchers were hurt. So they go to him yesterday. This cat has 6 shutout innings, and he's in commercials. Like, what? Why'd they pick him? I mean, they must have really thought he was George Costanza or something. Like, why would you pick him to be in your commercial? Like, no one even knows who this guy is other than us. Some Astro fans. I mean, I guess there's a few diehard A's fans. He pitched for the A's and a couple other teams as a nobody. I mean, I wonder if he's like the biggest nobody athlete to ever be in a national commercial. I mean, this guy. Look, if he keeps pitching 6 shutout innings, he can be in all the commercials he wants to be in. That is just unbelievable to me. All right, we'll take a timeout and be back.
This is Footnotes, live on ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana's sports station.
May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and ESPN 103.7 Lafayette, 104.1 Lake Charles teamed up with Johnwell Therapeutic Services to bring awareness to mental health. Glenda at Johnwell Therapeutic Services is a licensed professional counselor providing individual therapy to adults. She has over 15 years of experience working with clients in a variety of settings. So whether you would prefer an in-person session or the convenience of telehealth, support across Louisiana is available to you. Book your appointment today by visiting Psychology Today and searching for Glenda Johnwell. Southwest Louisiana Sports Station and Johnwell Therapeutic Services are proud sponsors Mental Health Awareness Month because your mental health matters.
ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles is your home for the Houston Astros.
And the Astros stun the Mariners.
Hunter Brown, Yordan Alvarez, and the rest of the Astros are looking to get back to the postseason. You can listen to every pitch, hit, and thrilling victory of the Houston Astros.
Incredible!
As Robert Ford and Steve Sparks will be on the call. Tune in this season for live Astros baseball on Southwest Louisiana's sports station.
Ready to transform your backyard into the summer paradise you've always dreamed of? With Duplessis Builders custom gunite pool packages, we make it simple to own a stunning, long-lasting, in-ground pool built just for you. Choose from classic designs, all customizable to fit your space, style, and budget. Our pools come with quality finishes, energy-efficient equipment, beautiful lighting, and professional installation from excavation to decking so you can dive in before the next heat wave hits. Don't just dream it, build it. Visit DuplessisBuilders.net.
Hello, Acadiana. Cajun Carts is your #1 full-service dealer for new, used, and custom golf carts. Perfect for on the job site, the neighborhood, or even out on the green. We are the only authorized dealer of American-made E-Z-GO and Club Car here in Acadiana. For all your service, sales, and mechanical repairs, we got you. So don't wait. Roll on over to CajunCarts.com or stop by our Lafayette location by the Jockey Lot and see why we've been Louisiana's golf cart headquarters since 2003. Cajun Carts. Why walk when you can ride?
This Memorial Day, tee off somewhere special. Farm D Alley Golf Club is open and ready for you. Celebrate the holiday with fresh air, beautiful fairways, and a round you won't forget. Whether you're playing with friends or honoring the day with a peaceful solo game, Farm D Alley is the perfect place to be. Book your tee time now. Call or book online at farmdalley.com and make this Memorial Day one to remember. Farm D Alley Golf Club, where great moments are always in play. May is Military Appreciation Month, and ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles and Nolan's Lawnmower Sales and Service in Carencro will be honoring our military all month long. Nolan's is locally owned and supports our military community every day. We honor and salute because freedom isn't free. May is Military Appreciation Month, and we salute you. Powered by Nolan's Lawnmower Sales and Service in Carencro and ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles. Did you know you can get great tasting Clear Springs artesian water delivered to your office or your doorstep at home? Clear Springs is 100% local with their own bottling facility at the world-famous Kentwood Aquifer, no chemicals added. Just pure Kentwood, Louisiana artesian water. Clear Springs Water offers delivery of 5 or 3 gallon water service with a hot and cold temperature water cooler or even single-serve bottles delivered to your home or office. Easy to reach, clearsprings.net, then contact us tab or 337-519-3563.
Helping you get through your workday. This is ESPN 103.7 Lafayette and 104.1 Lake Charles, Southwest Louisiana's sports station.
Welcome back to Footnotes. All right, we just had some activity from Montgomery. Texas State just had a 2-out, 2-run double to deep center field to take a 4-2 lead over App State. And so they are, 4-2 in the 6 is far from, they got this one. But they've They do have a 4-2 lead. I'm pretty sure that was 2 outs and nobody on. I think they that was kind of a 2-out uprising, which I've seen a lot more. It seemed like there's been a lot of that lately in the games that I've followed. But no, they again, Texas State up 4-2, 2 outs, top of the 6th inning over App State. And so we'll again, a lot of baseball to follow today, whether it's a getaway day for some in the major leagues, including the Astros. So they're going to be playing. That game starts at 12:40, and somewhere maybe around 12:40, the Cajuns will be starting, depending on how the rest of that Texas State App game goes. And then, of course, you got games in the SEC, and that score has not changed. They are now in the bottom of the 5th, but Mississippi State still leads 3-1 over Missouri. And so, conference tournaments, it's playoffs, it's fun, and so there's some drama there, and we'll continue to follow that going on. It could be, it could be an interesting tomorrow when we get here for the show, because the Cajuns, if they lose, then if they win, then a lot of people, like Dawson just got finished saying, will feel like they're in, like they will kind of feel like they unofficially punched their tickets, because once again, that would be another really good win for the Cajuns. Coastal's RPI right now is 24, and so that would be another really good win for them if they get it. So maybe they will be kind of unofficially punching their ticket to a regional if they win. And can you imagine how the storyline will at least somewhat change if LSU beats Auburn tonight? Then at that point, even if you're kind of really negative, and understandably so, about the season LSU's had and what their chances are and all of that makes sense. But at some point, if you win 2 games and you start to think, well, could this be some sort of David versus Goliath unbelievable run kind of thing going on? I mean, it's got to enter your mind at least if they win tonight. Now, you got to win tonight to get to that point. 1 win is nice, but it's still just 1 win, and you've had trouble winning any games in conference series, much less, multiple games in a conference series against anybody other than South Carolina in recent weeks. So, but if LSU does win tonight, then, you got to at least allow yourself to dream a little bit, I would think, as an LSU fan. So we'll see how that plays out. Missouri just scored a run. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they plan on hanging around here a little bit. Missouri just scored a run in the 5th inning, so it is now 3-2. Hard, long way on paper anyway from that game being over. So we'll continue to monitor that. Then there's the Astros. Like they got a day off tomorrow, which they need one desperately. If they get a series win by winning today, you say, well, their record is still awful. That would be true, and they're still in last place in the division. That would be true, but it would be a series win. And again, right now you're just trying to kick the can as much as you can. What I don't like from the Astros is, once again, the Cubs lost again yesterday. I am not looking forward to go and play a Cub team that it has not worked out very well this year, when the Astros have played teams that are very due to lose. And the Cubs have been losing games like crazy. They were on fire, and for not that long ago, and now they're kind of struggling. They're no longer in first place, and they're not like they're far out or anything, but they've been losing games. And I don't like playing teams that are in a slump and due to win. And that is not what the Astros need right now. So I really hope the Cubs win today. I don't even know if they're playing today or tonight, but I really hope the Cubs win today. I don't need the Astros going to Wrigley with they play tonight. It's actually on ESPN. I'm looking now, against the Brewers. So I don't need the Astros going where they're overdue for a win. That's not a good situation. The Astros need the Piper very much on their side if they're going to win many games right now, because again, they're not playing at a really high level. So they, anytime you can get a series win like they did over the weekend, that would be 2 series wins in a row. And, that would be tremendous if the Astros can get that, because I'm not anyway expecting a series win at Wrigley. Last time they went to Wrigley, they looked like, forget AAA, they looked like they were like in the Sally League. That was just an all-American face crushing the last time they played a series at Wrigley. And so I don't have a good feeling about that series, especially with the Cubs really, 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 really due to win. And so today is a big game while in that whole kicking the can down the road thing to get a series win and give yourself a little length there. All righty, we'll see what happens. Y'all have a good day.
Tax season doesn't have to be stressful. Not with Black & Gold Tax Service in your corner. Conveniently located on Main Street in Broussard, we offer in-office appointments and virtual consultations. You can upload your documents to our secured portal, and we offer secure digital drop-offs. Members of the Better Business Bureau, we proudly serve South Louisiana and all 50 states with integrity, expertise, and personalized care. Visit blackandgoldtax.com and let Black & Gold Tax Service make taxes easy. Black & Gold Tax Service, where accuracy meets Acadiana pride.
Misfits Dine and Drink, a destination restaurant in Broussard, is constantly evolving. Dine in for great food and a great atmosphere. Whether it's lunch, dinner, or brunch on Saturday or Sunday, stop in to enjoy a handmade gourmet pizza or one of their delicious pastas. Take a sip of their new and seasonal